Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I am a spiritual life coach and I help you choose growth. We're doing a reading a little different today. I have this new animal oracle deck. This card will be the theme for your reading. And then I will pull some tarot cards, and they are a completely new spread than usual. We have card number 22, Sacred Ibis, Learning. There's the energy of patience with this card, that wisdom takes time, learning takes time. Who we are trying to become takes time. There's also a need to be responsible with the wisdom that you do have, and being very careful with how you're using that wisdom, whether to help yourself, help someone else, other ulterior motives. There's that whole with great power comes with great responsibility, that type of feeling with this card. If you are looking at tests, if you're approaching some kind of test which may test your knowledge of something, the presence of this card can indicate success. So let's look at the rest of your cards. We are starting with joy. This is your energy now. Let's look where you're headed, departure. Okay, interesting. So our joy card is talking about creative and divine inspired flow. I like to associate this card with poetry and other creative acts that involve really tapping into the divine. So it seems as though you're in this place. But where you're headed is departure, which I find interesting, which means that, yes, the next stage of your growth and development is going to happen quicker than you realize. And it's going to feel like you want to stay in this kind of beginner's luck energy, or you know how when you start something new, it feels fresh and exciting and you want to be in there forever? That phase is not going to last as long as you might expect. And you will be leaving that phase to go on to the next more quickly than you realize. And there's new mountains to conquer, right? We've got new horizons and new streams of consciousness to explore. There's a depth to this card that I don't see in this card. So there's a switch happening there where, this week we're beginning something new. We've got that flush of excitement because it's, that falling in love for the first time thing, love at first sight, that energy. But then as you work with this energy and with this project more, it deepens and you realize, okay, I've got to go to a different space to get to my next level, to get to my next stage. Okay, I'm just looking down at this card. What's been happening in the other readings is that they have been talking kind of at the same time. So I'm just trying to listen both ways. Energy coming in, vantage, 3 of feathers. Pulling together diverse threads. But watching where you're going. It's a funny thing to say. Kind of travel energy associated with these two cards. This bird is so happy to run on the water. He's just like in the moment, because if you think about running on water, you'll probably sink, right? So it's just in the moment. This energy, the 3 of feathers, I want to say comes in as kind of a reality check for you, which I think why you're going to find this 8 of cups energy hitting you faster than normal. The 3 of feathers feels like you're going to hit this moment, or this person's going to ask you a question where you're taken aback, like, oh, wait a second, I didn't exactly look where this was going. I haven't considered where this is going. And you start to see that there are far-reaching benefits and far-reaching visions to where you could be. Even though you're feeling like you're at the start, you're starting to see, oh my gosh, this could actually lead to here, and it could lead to here, and it could lead to here. And all of these different energies could get tied together in a completely new way. But it's a sobering moment that takes you to that 8 of cups, asking you to leave, asking you to let go of some of that ease and maybe put down a little bit more hard work because of what you're seeing to get here. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes I go on hikes and I don't really plan. So I get to the place and I see, okay, I could take this little loop or I could take this big loop, but let's just see how I feel. So I start off walking and it's really great and I'm enjoying the loop. So I'm in this kind of energy here. And then I get to a point where I'm like, well, actually, I think that there would be a nice view if I went over on the longer loop. Let's go maybe try that. And so that's this moment. But then I realize how hard it is because maybe it's all uphill or maybe the trail isn't as clear as it was down. And I realize that I have to do this harder work. And here's where we're getting back to this energy. It takes time to gather wisdom. It takes time to gather knowledge. And as you're gathering this spiritual knowledge through this process, it's going to take time. This is less about the outcome. This is less about what's actually going on, to looking at the process behind the scenes, which is talking about the slow, what do you call that? Bringing together, not matriculation, I can't think of the word. The slow amassing of knowledge, of wisdom, because ultimately that's what you're after, not this art project going well or this poem going amazing. It's the slow accumulation, there we go, of knowledge that you're after. Okay, let's look at your healing message. It's a funny healing message. Apathy, the Four of Cups. Oh, I see. And interesting because this is 22, which is master number, but condenses to 4, and then we end with 4 of Cups. This is saying to be less emotionally invested in the outcome and more emotionally invested in the process. And if that doesn't resonate, then perhaps think just emotionally detached from the process, because again, we're looking at something that's going to unfold a little slowly. And if you have expectations that it's going to go fast or it's going to go a certain way or it's confined to a specific direction, it's going to feel like you're going to want to drop the project. But this 4 of Cups is asking you to just keep a level head. Do what you have to do. Don't be too emotionally worried if you start to be less than enchanted with it. Don't be emotionally worried if it starts to get hard, because the end is the beginning. The beginning is the end. This flush that you experience at the beginning will be experienced again at the culmination, but you have to go through the journey of getting there. Let me see if there's anything else they want to say. Okay. They want me to just look at the 2 birds. We've got 1 bird in front and 1 bird on top. Right now, you're here, the 1 bird in front. Like, what is behind that door? I wonder what's there. Your final destination is on top of it. I'm on top of the wisdom. I've got it all. I've got the full picture. But right now, we're just approaching the door. So even though it feels amazing, even though it feels like everything's going to open up just so easily, it might. But remember, you're on a path to acquire wisdom. You're not on a path to acquire quick results. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me for your reading, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one.